Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back here with another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. By the way, it's really hard to record videos with cats around. Anyway, as the title hopefully alluded to, I'm hoping to plan for March, as I called it, March to the Very Victory. And I'm hoping to be positive in March, although I don't feel very positive a lot of time, but I'm hoping to change my outlook on life, perhaps as a pessimist. But anyway, I'd love to read any suggestions or ideas you have, and hopefully I won't baffle too much. I'd often say, yesterday I was thinking I'm really worried about or last night even, I'm really worried about my brain because I forgot to, believe it or not, I even forgot to have a shower and go to the gym, which are two things I plan to do. Although I did improve my diet a bit, having a bit of water, like 3 or 4 glasses of water, so that's pretty good because a lot of time I forget to drink water again. Another thing I forget, I know it's something that I don't really enjoy doing, so I suppose I kind of have to force myself to do it, but it is good for health and losing weight if you have a certain amount of water. I suppose they say everything in moderation, but I am feeling like I forget things. Like this morning I even forgot to have breakfast somehow, and I also sleep late and wake up late, which is one of the things I'm hoping to change in and from March and beyond, hopefully as soon as possible. Hopefully I can push myself to go sleep at like 12 o'clock or at the latest like 1 o'clock in the morning at least, because then hopefully I can wake up earlier and plan my day and get some writing done if I can. If I can avoid writer's block, which is another problem I have. But anyway, here are a list of some of my sorry, just trying to say it comfortably. Some of my plans and ideas for March specifically. So hope you enjoy them, and I'd love to read, as I say, and hear any comments, any suggestions, ideas and suggestions people might have. I think it's time for these cats to go down because they sometimes press on the keyboards and stuff, the key and all the keys and all that kind of thing. So I have fed them, so I don't know why they're being irritable. But anyway, here goes. So number one, I hope to discuss, and sorry for being a pessimist, but I'm hoping to get the worst out of the way, as I often say. So as it's the first tomorrow, I'm hoping to discuss my worst fears and like nightmares and negative thoughts and that kind of thing. As many negative, my usual 40-point lists of negative thoughts that I have. So I hope people will forgive me, because I know a lot of people might say they don't like pessimism, but I'm just being honest about some of my negative thoughts, which I hope can be proven wrong, of course, as you might imagine. Hopefully get the negatives out of the way. And I do have some fears and negative thoughts about whether I can achieve anything in March, but I'm hoping I will be able to, obviously. But I fear that I am very spineless. So I'm wondering whether I will have the spine, the guts, and whatnot to spine and the guts to the spine slash the guts, the spine forward slash the guts. I use those terms interchangeably. I don't like to say like have the balls to it, because I don't know why, but yeah, have the spine and stroke or guts or whatever, whichever way you want to put it, to discuss my ideas. I suppose one of the problems is I think so out there and so madly that, and I worry what people think about me. So I do. Hopefully, people can relate to that if I'm honest about it. I do hope to. People won't be too harsh, perhaps, but maybe I shouldn't care too much what people think. But if I'm honest, as some people say, don't change for people to like you. Be yourself, and the right people, the right person or the right people will like you. But anyway, I hope to go through some of the negative, as I say, like some of the negative thoughts and feelings I have about life and the world and whatnot, myself and life and the world and whatever. Anyway, moving on. Number two, I hope to learn useful things, learn new things, but ones I'm actually going to use that will hopefully advance myself and humanity, hopefully help myself and advance humanity and the world and like all living things, and well, as much as possible. Like obviously I won't be able to help all living things, but I hope to help as many living things, including people and animals, and I say living things generally, as I can, look after the environment, and think about what I have learned and what I hope to continue to learn, and think through ideas and make videos that hopefully will help people to think about things and discuss in an open-minded way in the comments. So I hope basically to help myself and others to think about things, but probably not overthink, which is a bad idea as well. And again, like read any suggestions and hear any ideas and suggestions and that kind of thing, ideas slash suggestions. And maybe learn ways to get my ideas onto paper, learn ways to get things into action, tips to help me to remember things, like not to forget to shower or go to the gym. Or sometimes I even forget to go for a walk, which I'm like, what's wrong with my brain? I was thinking I didn't go for a walk today, which is unusual. Like normally every day I like to have a shower, normally at night time to be honest, and to go for a walk and things like that. My mum normally says to have a shower earlier on, but I like to have one at night. Anyway, moving on. Number 3, I'd love to discuss libertarianism, liberty, what freedom is, what views people have on freedom, what freedom means to different people, and yeah, what freedom means to me, I suppose. And I hope to promote libertarianism, which I hope to come to, and also like black people in tech, like YouTubers, TikTokers, and whatnot, especially from Africa and indigenous. I don't know what I nearly said then. Indigenous Australasians. I was going to, I don't know what word I was going to say, but anyway, Indigenous Australasians, like Aboriginals, Torres and Strait Pacific Islanders, and Maoris and whatnot. Number 4, I hope to promote peace and love and stuff like that. And to be honest, a controversial view, about to discourage militarism, discourage people from, especially people of colour, from joining militaries, and African and Asian nations from fighting each other. I hope to encourage African nations to be more united, for instance, and that kind of thing. Similar with Asian nations, but I'm mainly focusing. I hope to continue to focus on empowering black people, but this time not so much African Americans. Although there were a lot of things I didn't quite get around to for whatever reason, lack of energy or time, or mismanagement of time, or forgetting things, or whatever that made me lack of motivation, or whatever that made me not get around to a lot of the things I wanted to do, to talk about empowering African Americans. So maybe finish on some of those things, which I hope to cover further. But yeah, talking about alternatives to join the military, or how I believe we should say no to militarism, in my opinion. These are my own personal opinions, of course, and people are free to disagree. I also hope to continue to work on what I call 1, 2, or for 1, or share for share, or like for like, and that kind of thing. Again, hope to come to that in more details. I think what I stand for and things like that, work on politics. As it's a Thursday, I'm thinking about politics. Again, I hope to stick to, as I normally do, I hope to stick to certain themes on certain days and things like that. I'm hoping to think of groups I wish to empower as well, like people of colour, disabled people, and whatever other groups I wish to support, including Italian football. So for any Americans out there, Celtic FC, and that kind of thing. So getting back into making videos about Italian football, Celtic FC, and that kind of thing, and my dreams for such, and things like that. Anyway, but yeah, people of colour and other groups. So looking at how to empower disadvantaged. Number 5, as I say, I hope to focus on my goals generally and my 5 causes, like Italian football, Celtic FC, libertarianism, promoting libertarianism, the promotion of liberty, freedoms, and things like that, and what freedoms I wish people would have. Possibly talking about my dreams generally, and that kind of thing, and supporting people from former colonies, and also tackling poverty, alleviating suffering, and that kind of thing, and making deals, and that kind of thing. Number 6, as I say, working on benefiting Italian football, and that sort of thing. Number 7, I hope to have faith in the in 1, 2, or for 1, or share for sure, like for like. So I'm at 6s and 7s, as they say, which I think is a British term for saying, I think it's a Cockney term for saying like people who are mad. So I'm rather mad if you can't tell. But I hope to talk about my mental illness on that note. Someone told me, like they were like, "What planet are you on?" And they were saying about saying, "Are you on drugs and stuff like that? And you're mad." So, and I took it quite personally, but perhaps I shouldn't really, because it's probably, they were probably saying it in a joke, but it is kind of true. But yeah, in terms of 1, 2, or for 1, or chef, like, or like for like, I think of like, which I think is a better way of putting it, although I do like the 1, 2, or for 1, or chef as well. But another way of putting it, as I say, which is probably simpler, is like for like, and normally simpler is better. With my madness, I like to have writing material. Like if I could, I would have it literally everywhere. There's probably not a place in the world I wouldn't have it. So I'm hoping to find solutions to that, like say, for instance, only to have things where I have permission to have them, as I talked before about in the past, and to I'll say so. For instance, I was thinking like of a little riddle, like well, I don't know if the riddle's the right word, but a jingle rather, which is like or a little tune, which is like, how many crowns do you want me? Do you want me to share? How many verses do you want me? Do you want me to share? How many Bibles do you want me? Do you want me to share? And that kind of thing, or whatever other religion, or whatever business plans or businesses. How many things do you want me? Do you want me to share? How many things about your business do you want me? Do you want me to share? How many things about your political party do you want me? Do you want me to share? And I told you I was mad, but the idea behind that is like, I think if I'll try and trust in God. So if God wants me to share, or if you believe in God, but if God wants me to share, I kind of do out of fear and paranoia rather than hope. But if God wanted me to share X amount of Qurans or X amount of verses from the Quran or X amount of Bibles, then I don't think He should blame me if I don't share them. Because I would say, like, if you help me with my writing or my other plans, one of my 5 causes, so anyone who benefits a town, football, Celtic, or things like that, libertarianism, those things I talked about, all my writing towards those things mainly, pretty much, or solely, I would share things from, like, say, if it was mosques, or if it was Muslims or mosques or Muslim organisations, I'd share things from the Quran, and if it was Bibles, biblical stuff or whatever, I'd share things from the Bible. So, yeah, I don't think God should blame me if I don't share that much info, because I'd say, like, if you support those plans in a fair manner. So I think it's the fairest deal, and hopefully, so I'll try and trust, what I'm trying to say is I'll try and trust in God to say, this is how many I want you to share, or whatever. Although I sort of like things to be just so I kind of want to write things in a certain way, at a certain time, and in a certain style, and whatever. In terms of how I'll use each space on the paper and things like that. So anyway, yeah, I hope that all made sense. As I did tell you, I was mad. Number 8, I hope, as I say, to be more positive if I can, although I'm feeling a bit negative, but I'm hoping that the month will get better, even if it doesn't start that well, and it takes a while for me to have the guts to talk about my ideas and know how to talk about my ideas. So those 2 things, like knowing how to talk about my ideas and having the guts to talk about them, or vice versa, whichever order you want to put them in. I suppose the first step is to think about what I want to say and how I want to promote those ideas and what deals I want to make and things like that. Number 9, sometimes I forget with the writing, like how it's supposed to be. I want things to be a certain way, but I forget that the goal of the writing is actually like to make the world a better place and to benefit my 5 causes, or vice versa. So to benefit my 5 causes and to make the world a better place generally, I sometimes forget that's what it's about, but I do like to write in a certain way. But I was thinking also of, I want to give like a visual demo. I was thinking, like, say, I keep these sorts of things sometimes as an example of, like, so let's say companies support my writing or any of my goals or whatever, just generally any of my plans or goals that I value. So it'd have to be like helping me to achieve something, but something that I value. So not like I don't do gardening or cooking, but even if someone said I could help you to learn those things, they wouldn't count under 1, 2, or 1 or share. It would have to be one of my 5 causes. So for each pound they donate, or if they donate a certain amount of money, or they share certain ideas, or help me to travel to those places, like to Italy to share my ideas or things like that, or they help me with my writing or whatever. I hope to share things that they want me to share, like things about their business or political party or religion or whatnot. In this case, obviously, it'll be business. And another thing I was thinking of, normally at the back of paper like that, where it's empty or blank or plain or whatever, it's unlined, as I would call it, unlined. I normally like to leave those for artists nowadays. I used to write on them, but now I like to leave them for artists from developing nations, shall we say, or whatnot, or from disadvantaged backgrounds, especially from what I call the 6 or whatnot. But in this case, I was thinking I want to like have a ruler and draw down the middle and have like agreements and deals that I make with people. So I was thinking like a tenants agreement, so deals I make with my mum. So, for instance, if she helps my goals, I would find a way to pay back, like whether that's sharing things, if she's religious, like sharing things from the Bible, or whatever other way, if I can financially pay it back, or whatever, or through chores or things like that. So try and make the fairest deal. So the idea is each side should be fair. Then you don't have arguments. So I think like whatever she's done for me or does for me, I try and do something back and things like that. So I hope that made sense again. But yeah, normally I like to leave those for artists, but maybe part of the deal could be helping artists from disadvantaged backgrounds to do art, and then whoever helps that, I'll do the same sort of deal. So again, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please fire away. I was even thinking like sometimes to draw like a circle which represents a day and like 24 sort of slices, shall we say, and saying that's my plan for the day, and like how much time I would dedicate, how many hours I'll dedicate for each thing. So each, what would you call it? Each slice, shall we say, represents an hour. I often think of like a day as like a bit like a slice of pie or pizza or anything that you could slice up or cut up into sections, and it's like you have 24 of those. So that is how you should think about how you spend your time and your priorities. Again, I hope that made sense. And I'd love to write a shopping list. I also have things here like about making meal plans, shopping lists, and things like that. That includes a shopping list and like budgeting and things like that. So I'm hoping to work on that kind of thing. And again, making those sorts of deals. I think there was something else I was going to say, but I can't quite remember. I know this video's gone a bit longer than planned, but quite a bit longer than planned, nearly double the length. But anyway, I hope you guys there enjoyed it. And number 10, I hope to support and empower, as I say, disadvantaged people, young people, the poorest 10% of people in all possible countries and communities and backgrounds and things like that, and look after children and animals and try to make the world a better place. So I say, so sorry if I do waffle and I'm mad and all that kind of thing, but hopefully some people can sort of relate to it or sympathise with my goals and like offer ideas and suggestions and whatnot. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and I wish you peace and love. I hope March is good for you all, and I'm out. Peace and love.